Yeah, hello, this is Wolf from Tesla Owners US again, and today is the second day here, and the desert decided to have the color of my car almost, and it's all blooming. And I can show you some portions of the mountains here. I'm just here at the lake, and I turned the rear camera on, so you can see here, when you look at the rear camera. Yeah.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
So I want to see the rear camera. Yes, here, is the rear camera. And beautiful sight, left and right on the rear camera, just directly at the water. And yes, we are enjoying our time. We had a nice boats tour, and with that nice boats tour in the afternoon and then one in the evening. So, and we have another boats tour today.
Okay, then let's bring you the Theodore Roosevelt Lake, or called also Roosevelt Lake or Lake Roosevelt, a large reservoir a little bit closer. That Roosevelt Lake is connected with the Theodore Roosevelt Dam and the Salt River in Arizona, whereby it's actually not so salty. It's called also Salt River Project. It's located about 80 miles northeast of Phoenix at the Salt River Valley. And Theodore Roosevelt is actually the largest lake or reservoir located at the entirely within the state of Arizona. Because Lake Mead and Lake Powell are much larger, but they are belonging to Nevada or Utah. So the reservoir and the Mansory Dam that created it, Roosevelt Dam, were both named after U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt, who dedicated the dam himself in March 1911. Roosevelt Lake is at a popular recreation destination within the Tonto National Forest and facilitates lake is at this lake are managed by the authority. Roosevelt Lake is the oldest of the 6 reservoirs constructed and operated by the Salt River Project. It also has the largest storage capacity of the SRP, Salt River Project lakes, with the ability to store about 2,039 square kilometer or 1,653 acre feet of water when the conservation limit of the Roosevelt Dam is reached. And at this time we were there, the dam was really full. When the dam is in flood control mode, the dam lake store can even store more water, up to 2,910,200 acre feet of water. However, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers requires all the water over the conservation to be released from the lake within 20 days. Actually, this happened also this year. So it is for fishing, recreation, and wildlife, and the lake is the home of a variety of game fish, including crappie, carp, sunfish, flathead, channel catfish, and small bass, and largemouth bass as well. There was a slot size limit between 13 and 16 inches for the bass, which is bass fish, and only one can be taken per day. At this time we were there was a tournament for bass fishing, and they could take 2, but they submitted that later back into the lake after they measured the size and the weight of the fish.
And then we leave in the evening, and Sunday evening, to turn back. We might leave so that you don't see a lot of the environment anymore, because it's going to be after dinner and it's getting dark at 7. Yeah, maybe I can... let me show you some drone footage. That would be much nicer to see some drone footage of the lake, of the park here. Very nice park. It's a new one.
Now from here we are going to start from our campsite over the lake and over the marina where our boat was located or temporarily stored. Let me give some more detail about the lake itself. Until recently, Lake Roosevelt was hosted the state's most significant population of the federal endangered southwestern willow flycatcher. Since the lake's rise following heavy rain in the winter of 2005, the population dynamics between the site and other significant Arizona population are unclear. There are several Arizona trailheads in the vicinity. The 800 miles long hiking trail extending from the Arizona-Mexican border up to Utah across the Salt River on the State Route 188 bridge that crosses the Theodore Roosevelt Lake just northeast of the Roosevelt Dam. The lake is the home of the Grapevine Airstrip, a small general aviation recreational airstrip located a quarter mile away from the shore. The airstrip hosts numerous fly-ins a day. And here we are coming back to our marina, and where there were really a couple of boats. It was just really convenient for us to be at that site. We put the boat, what we have rented, in the water, and then had it rented a space at the marina where we went just from the campsite all the way down to the lake side and to the marina, from where we started our trip. We had a super enjoyable weekend at the lake. The temperatures were just perfect, and we recommend for everybody to visit that lake, especially in the blooming period, as you can see in the mountains.
Of the park here, very nice park. It's a new one. A few trees, they are not max grown yet, but we're gonna come here again because it's really nice.
Here comes an overview of the park itself. Here is my sulphurous, or the lemon butterfly, and we're gonna go a tour through the park itself. So it's just pretty new, and it's at the beginning. It has water, and on the upper line it has wastewater, and is directly at the shoreline, as you can see. Now the lower row here where we're flying above is just directly at the shoreline and is not ready yet. And we were watching the site there. There is water there. There's electricity there where you can charge. And it's really convenient. Usually the shoreline is much wider. It goes about 30 feet more to the west, or when you see from the picture here, to the left. And this shoreline was a little bit over flooded, as you can see, with the water, because we were kind of on the top of the water levels there, and water was released from the dam pretty soon. We will do a tour from that released water to the Salt River. Next to that shoreline or to the dam itself is the Apache Lake, and after that is the Canyon Lake and then the Swallow Lake. So there's one lake after the next one until it ends up into the Salt River Canal, which goes all the way through Phoenix and supplies Phoenix and the surroundings and all of the agriculture with sufficient water, as we hope so. At least this year, we are looking forward for enough water.
Hello, we are back, and I hope you enjoyed some movies in between. And it's the next day already, and I did not have the time last night, and it was too dark really. We arrived about 10:30 to give you more statistics. But the statistic what I can give you now is, driving with two cars, you always have to watch that we drove 124 miles, 66 kilowatt used, and 531 watts per mile. That is half the way driven with a trailer. Basically, could we have made it in one? Probably not, but there's a new supercharger on Shea Boulevard, and that is much closer to Payson. We could have made it there. So that was all for our Lake Roosevelt trip. I probably blend you some statistics in Lake Roosevelt. As you know, that's the biggest lake in Arizona. Don't mix it up with the Lake Powell, because Lake Powell is bigger. However, it belongs partially to Utah as well. All right, that's all, and thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.